Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, hello, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I had to re-record about 10 minutes, which is what I'm doing now, the opening, because I had recorded the whole video in one take, and my mic wasn't working because it's Bluetooth. No sound was recorded for the first 10 minutes. So after this clip, you'll see me come back on, and so this is after I actually recorded the video. But welcome. I haven't posted on this channel for quite a while. My eyes are really bad, and I haven't been reading as much as I want to. It's just been a rough year so far. I'm okay, no worries. It's getting looked after. I have to wait for another surgery, but I'm fine. And we're just taking it as it goes. I have been doing a lot of watching YouTube. I've done as much reading as I possibly can, and I've been knitting and crocheting a lot. So, first of all, if the camera moves, it's just because Rosie is on the bed with me and she is comfy cozy right now, but she doesn't like it when I talk on the camera. So, she may move my computer or the bed a bit. But today, I did finish reading a book, and I think it's my second or third nonfiction of this year. I'm in my nonfiction era. I'm loving it. If you haven't seen that video where I talk about all the nonfiction I want to read, um, go to it. It's the video is called "In My Nonfiction Era," I think is what I called it. It is in. If you go to my channel, you'll see it. Anyways, I read "Story of a Murder" by Hallie Rubenhold. This is a book about a true crime that happened in the early 1900s, and my overall thoughts is it was 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. I read it over the period of about a month. No, not a month. Yeah, about a month. About a month, and it wasn't because it was slow. It's just I haven't been able to read much. Really enjoyed it. I mean, enjoy is kind of a weird word to say because it's about an actual murder that happened. But it was really well written. What I wanted to say is Meg with Books recommended this book, I believe, in her videos. She's a big Hallie Rubenhold fan. And I never thought I'd be interested in this book. So sorry, until she talked about the writing style of Hallie Rubenhold. So if you don't follow Meg, go follow her. She's wonderful. I'll link her channel below. But she writes nonfiction in a way that it feels like you're reading fiction. And I love that kind of style where it's factual. There's a lot of facts in this. The author did a lot of research. She has a full like 30, 40 pages of citations and notes of sources that she got the information from. And it was so good. Um, I'm not sure where my mic started working in the video that I recorded, but I remember I was talking about, I believe I'm in the spoiler section that I'm talking about. I will put up here or in the next clip, I'll put it a timestamp where you can go to where I will be done with spoilers. But the, even though I'm giving spoilers in this video, there's so much more to this book than even I go through. So I would highly recommend you read this book for yourself. It is about 400 pages, 440, something like that, without the appendix, and it is so well done. But we follow Dr. Crippen. I say that as if it's fiction. It's nonfiction. Dr. Crippen is not a real doctor. He's a scam. He scammed people and basically gave them sugar water. And his first wife was murdered. They say she died naturally, but given what happens to his second wife, I think probably he murdered her. And he goes, his wife, Belle. Okay, hang on. I gotta check of how much I said in the other video. Hang on 1 second. Okay, this is all over the place. Oh, sorry. I did go and watch the first part of the video. So, I am in spoiler territory now. So, if you don't want spoilers in this book, again, there's so much more to the story than what I tell you. But if you don't want any spoilers, you can skip to this time stamp. We follow Dr. Crippen, who is not really a doctor. He has surgical experience, but he didn't go to med school kind of thing. And he scams people, basically gives them sugar water and says it'll cure you. Again, this is in 1908, 1910, something like that. And his first wife dies under mysterious circumstances. He marries Corey, um, Cora, who changes her name to Belle Elmore, and that's her pseudonym. And they fall in love very quickly, and he marries her basically because she's a ruined woman. She got pregnant and lost the baby, and he ends up doing a surgery on her that makes it so she can't have children anymore, basically hysterectomy. And she is upset about it because she always wanted kids, but she was manipulated by Dr. Crippen in getting the surgery. And this is important later on. So um, he ends up marrying her because she's beautiful and he's selfish and she's a ruined woman, quote unquote. They get married. She can't have children. She's always wanted children, so she's very upset about this. She's instead puts her passion towards acting. She works as an opera singer as well as an actor, and she is not respected for that choice. In this time period, women were not meant to be actresses. So that's where I left off in this other video, and we're going to continue on to Pass Me in the next clip. Okay, is this working better? I think this is working better. I used a different microphone. The other one needs charging. As I was saying, acting was not a profession that respectable women had. And she loved acting. She loved singing. She loved opera. She loved everything to do with Hollywood, that kind of thing. And she became pretty popular. And Crippen relished in all the success his wife had, even though he himself was disgusted that his wife did this. He relished, he enjoyed all the parties and stuff, even though to his whole life he said he hated that she was involved in acting, and that he was uncomfortable. It doesn't read that he was uncomfortable at all. These are all based on facts, by the way. This is nonfiction. The author, Hallie Rubenfeld, did a lot of research and quoted a lot. There's a whole bunch of pages at the end, the appendix, that has her sources for these facts. And, anyways, while he was married to her and she started not sleeping in the same bed with him, he got angry. He got really angry and started seeing a young typist named Ethel Lenive at his business. And Ethel herself was she's described as very meek, very polite, very weak. And we find out throughout the book that she is definitely not those things. She knows what she wants and she goes for it. And in not the best way. And so she starts having an affair with him. She's very distraught. She wants him to leave his wife and marry her. She wants all the money. She's very much a vain person who wanted money very much and prestige, and basically wanted Belle's life. And so she gets in this relationship. Things happen. There's scandalous things happening. And then at one point, Dr. Crippen says there's different reports because Ethel Lenive changed her story so many times. And, but basically, he tells her that his wife has gone to America and will not be coming back, and they are free to get married. Then he says she died and in America or Canada, wherever it was. So she marries him. Don't know how that's legal, but whatever. They get married, and some of her friends get suspicious because while she is missing, while Belle is away, Dr. Crippen is wearing mourning clothes, and yet he comes to a party with Ethel at his side, and they are obviously together. And Ethel is wearing a brooch that was definitely Belle's brooch. And they find out that Belle had left, quote unquote, left, um, with not taking any of her stuff with her, which is suspicious. That's sus, right? And so it goes through the whole thing. It goes through all the illegal things that Dr. Crippen and Ethel do, including fraud, taking out cashing checks that were meant for Belle. Ethel signed Belle's name a lot to get checks. She was very, I feel, it's kind of left in the open. It's kind of left ambiguous at the end of whether Ethel actually knew all this was going on and knew that Belle was dead, and that he had killed her. There's a lot of suspicion that she didn't know, that she was meek and weak and just not able to know, and to like, who would marry and stay with a man who had murdered his wife? Like, she would never do that. I tend to think she did. No, because there's during the trial. So let's just continue on. So okay, we'll get to the facts in a minute. I'm all over the place. So I probably should have scripted this, but anyways, here we go. Um, and then he convinces her to run away with him when the police start to get suspicious because her friends do an investigation, which you gotta love girlfriends who do this for their friend. They got suspicious. They did some checking into things, and some of the things he said just didn't make sense. One of which was that she had left everything, her furs, her jewelry, her money, everything at the house, and that Crippen had given it all to Ethel, like not even a week after she went missing. So, um, I forget what I was going to say, but basically, the police get suspicious. They don't listen to the other ladies at first. They don't listen to them. Bless them. They keep pursuing it. Finally, somebody listens, and they question the detective. Questions Dr. Crippen, and um, he tells a different story. He just kind of varies his truth, and it's hard to tell whether he's telling the truth or not. And then they get a little too close. So Crippen says, "Well, Ethel, let's go to, I think it was Canada they were going to change, to basically run away." And he convinced her to dress as a boy, and that he would pass her off as his son because he does have an adult son from his first marriage, which again ended in death. Just saying. Um, and so he she dresses up, crops her hair short, gets a suit. Everything is bought, the suit and everything. There's receipts. He wasn't very he wasn't very smart when it came to leaving evidence. Just yeah, and they ran away, and that's when they started thinking that maybe he did have something to do with the murder. If maybe Belle was murdered, but where's her body? So the Detective Dew, and his other officers go to their house to do another look see, and they find, I believe it was an attic or something, and they looked behind the walls, and there in little jars are pieces of a body. Remember, Dr. Crippen knows surgery. So they identified it as Belle. Of course, they did not have DNA back then. This was in 1910, something like that. I might have the dates wrong. Um, so they find a, this is getting a bit gross, I'm sorry, but they find a piece of skin that looks like it's from the abdominal, and there's a scar there that looks a lot like Bella Emmer's scar that she would have had from the surgery that she had with that Crippen made her get. And so they identify her as Belle, and they go on this large worldwide manhunt for Ethel and Dr. Crippen. They're focusing on Dr. Crippen. Again, Ethel can't be guilty. She's sweet and meek, right? So they go on this large hunt, and it's worldwide. Everybody in the world knows about this case. It is sensationalized. Everybody's looking, everybody's reporting, oh, I saw him there, I saw her there, and they're on a cruise on a boat to go to Canada or something. I think they weren't in Canada. I think they were in Turkey or something like that, and they were traveling back to Canada, something like that. I don't remember the details. I'm so sorry. And the captain of the ship recognizes them and goes to look at the newspaper because this newspaper was worldwide. These newspapers all over the world were advertising that these two were wanted in suspicion of murder. And he recognized them and befriended them. He saw the picture in the newspaper, saw that it was them, and he befriended them to learn more about what's going on. Meanwhile, he is sending messages via the what's it called? You know, the like not Morse code, um, telegraph. He's sending telegraphs that they are on board, and the detectives in London and Canada are all conversing with him and planning to come arrest Crippen at the next dock. And so Detective Dew and a Canadian constable comes to the dock, and a bunch of different officers come and they arrest the two. And what's surprising is that Ethel is not surprised when she finds out that Belle was murdered. So that alone makes me think she knew about it. She fakes being overwhelmed, and because a woman hysterics, they see her as just hysterical. They arrest them both. They decide to do separate trials, and the last half of the book is all about the trials. And we learn some things. So we learn through witnesses that a lot of things happened that coincide with Belle being murdered by Crippen. And the defense team really had no defense. They basically just tried to make him seem reasonable, make him seem kind hearted and gentle. How could a kind hearted gentleman ever do this? He was very stoic. He sat there and he had no emotion on his face. At one point, he got out some postcards and started reading them during a witness statement. It's ridiculous. He was a master manipulator and showed no remorse at all. And through this whole time, Ethel is being held in a jail, and she is so convinced that she's so in love with Crippen that she is willing to do anything for him. So she is sure that he's going to be found not guilty. They're going to return to their lives because her trial was based on the fact that if he was proven not guilty, then they would let her go as well. The defense really had no defense. They had so much evidence against him, so many witness statements, so many. It was ridiculous. It was so much evidence he left behind. There was some pajamas that were in the area behind the walls with the body parts, and those pajamas, like he kept saying the body's been there probably for 10 years, and they said no because these pajamas were only made by this certain department store um a year ago. And they actually got the manufacturer of the PJs up on the stand, and he said yeah, these weren't made until a year ago, and that's around the time Belle was murdered. So it couldn't have been there 10 years ago. And yeah, it was so. I'm so sorry for all the ums. I'm so sorry. I'm getting enraged again. Can you tell? I'm getting mad. Um, okay, my mic is on. I'm getting mad. Throughout all this, the Ladies Guild, which was the friends of Belle, who loved her dearly, they are pursuing and doing everything they can to get him proven guilty. And it's just lovely to see friendship like that against all odds because women were not taken seriously back then. And ends up he's proven guilty and he is set to be hung. At this time, execution was something that was being challenged, but it was still being used. And during that time, after he was convicted, because all the evidence was amazing. There was so much evidence against him. It would take me forever to go through everything. It was amazing. And for a smart guy, he was pretty dumb, you know. But, anyways, killers are dumb, so sorry if you're a killer. um, but what was I saying? Um, so the trial of Ethel came up, and again, she was painted as meek, as weak, as manipulated by Crippen, and was told to do all these things, even though all the blood and gore that came from him murdering his wife and dismembering her, it would have taken forever to clean all that up, even especially back then. And Ethel had moved in to that house 2 or 3 days after after Belle left. She would have had to be part of the cleanup, and she had to have known about the murder. There's no doubt in my mind. She had to have known and been a part of it, even if she didn't do the murder itself. She knew right from the beginning. It was quite obvious to me that she knew. But again, women are meek. They're not. Their brains are not able to comprehend that they're living with a manipulative murderer. And yeah, so she gets off scot free. She changes the story many times throughout this whole time period, as well as after. She is proven not guilty. She still is convinced that Crippen will not be hung. She writes letters. She goes to big people in the government to get them to overturn his conviction. She stays loyal to him. He writes these letters that are very poetic and very beautiful. And again, it's manipulating because he knows these letters are going to be sold to make money. So, yeah. Um, and she tells her story. She tells her story a lot. She changes it every few years and to meet whatever people are thinking. She all out fabricates one part of it. And it was just, and then, oh my gosh, she ended up getting married again, having kids. She never once told her kids about what happened. Her husband knew. I don't think he knew the full extent of it, obviously, but he knew about the trial and how much she loved him. And even when she was married to her second husband, she gave him Crippen's watch and wedding ring for him to wear. And it was kind of like a joke to her kind of thing, like how the man I actually love is here represented by the things you're wearing. It was disgusting, and the kids did not find out about Holly Crippen until they were adults, and then things started making sense when they thought back to conversations her mom had had that she would randomly just stop talking throughout it. Like she'll be talking about something and then just stop and change the subject. And they realize now it was because it was going on a topic she didn't want to discuss. Um, yeah, that's the whole book. It was so good. I gave it 5 stars, like I said. Spoilers are over, by the way. I loved this book. Loved, loved, loved it. I am looking forward to reading more from Hallie Rubenhold. She also wrote The Five, which is, I've actually got that from the library as well. And The Five is about the 5 women who were killed by uh, Jack the Ripper and detailing their lives. And it was beautiful. This book was so good. I just want to read to you a bit the last paragraph to kind of, because I love how she ended this. There's so much appendix here. Hang on. There's so much. I should have put a bookmark. Here we go. Okay. The final word. Here we go. So I just want to read to you a bit. This is at the end, page 410, the last page. Belle was generous, devoted to her charity work and to her faith, as well as to her friends and family. She learned to overcome loneliness and disappointment and to forbid those things from darkening her life. She was creative and resourceful. Her effervescence filled a room. Perhaps what surprised people the most was her audacious self-belief. Belle had no fear of revealing herself to the world. She dressed flamboyantly and sang from her heart. She loved openly and unashamedly friends, family, children, and animals. No matter how much it annoyed others, she was simply Belle Elmore, a woman who lived her truth. Amid all the spite and malice that has made its way into print, if anything deserves to be remembered and repeated, it is that. I love how they ended this book. The author ended this book, emphasizing that Belle did not deserve to be killed. She was not the most liked person in the world. She had some faults, but she did not deserve to be killed. And there were a lot of people who sided with Crippen, saying that because she was awful in treating him or whatever, which I think was exaggerated, she deserved to die. Basically, it's kind of like, if the woman is drunk and wearing a short skirt, she deserves to be raped. That's basically the same thing. And it just made me so enraged, so mad. Um, yeah, that's it. I There is another book I got out from the library. I think I brought it back already because it was due and there was holes on it. But it's again the story of Dr. Crippen, and it's the story of them on the ship that he was arrested of and after. I would like to read that one. That one was by I'll put the picture up here. I forget who wrote it, but I'm looking forward to reading that one as well sometime. This book, ignore the library thing and the sheen. I It's 5 stars. So good. Again, it is tough to read. Um, yeah, so good. I feel so bad for Bill and his first wife, who was obviously murdered as well. He was never charged with the murder, but obviously she was murdered as well. And yeah, this is just so good. So if you want a nonfiction, true crime nonfiction, again, this is very factual. The facts were very well noted and at, have what's the word I'm looking for? Not annotated. Annotated. There's a lot of sources that she went through. It's very well researched. So, would recommend this book. Thank you all for watching. I hopefully will be getting to do more videos soon. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. My eyes are getting a little bit better. As soon as I get my right eye cataract surgery done, I'm hoping I'll be a lot better. It should be getting done in June or July, hopefully. I haven't got an appointment yet. I'm kind of worried, but right now it's pretty hard to read. So there's that. And I'm just not into audiobooks lately. You know what I've been really into? I've been really into watching Nancy Drew gaming videos, which, if you don't know the Nancy Drew games, they're like video games that feature Nancy Drew solving crimes. And I'm into, I've watched so many playlists of people playing those games. There's like 33 in all. And it's my relaxation. I put it on to relax and I'm loving it. I also am into gaming now. I started playing, I bought some Nancy Drew games. I bought some other games are on sale at steam.com and I'm loving it. I'm loving playing games. So that's kind of been my obsession lately, although reading on screen's been a bit difficult. So I can only play for like 20 minutes a day, but I'm really enjoying it. And that's kind of been what I've been doing. I haven't been watching a lot of BookTube. I've also been working on my writing. So if you want to join me in chronicling my writing channel is Cheryl Writes Books. I think it's what it's called. I'll link it below. I also have a gamer channel. I haven't posted much on there, but it's if you want to join me, you can. It's Cozy Gamer Cheryl. I also have a knit and crochet channel, which again I haven't posted since like February, I think, and that is Cheryl Knits and Crochets. And I will be posting more videos coming up on those channels. Just right now, it's a bit rough. So thank you very much. I appreciate all your love, and I hope you all are doing well. Happy reading. Did I convince you to read this book? I mean, I know I went through all the spoilers of what happens, but there's so much more that happens in the story that I didn't go through, and I just would recommend this wholeheartedly. Again, there's a couple scenes where it's pretty gruesome, what happened to her, but you can easily skip those parts. It's just like a paragraph here and there. But yeah. And as far as I remember, there's no cuss words in this, if I remember correctly, which was interesting. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great day. I have to call my brother now. It's almost exactly time to call him. And I have to snuggle with Rosie because I'm looking after her for a few days. So, yeah. Hope y'all are doing well. Have a great day. Bye.